Viewers, a shocking case of ragging has come to the fore from a government industrial training institute in Madurai. A video has emerged from the hostel belonging to the institute showing a student being forced to strip naked by fellow students. He is humiliated by a group and can be seen being hit with slippers. The boy pleads to fellow hostelers to stop, but the group continues to harass the student. According to police, the victim, a 15-year-old boy, is a first-year student of the institute. The Madurai police has registered a case based on a complaint filed by the victim's father. So far, 3 students have been booked, all of them being minors. The hostel warden has been suspended as investigation into the incident has been launched. Now, both the AIADMK and the BJP have slammed the DMK government, saying it's failing to prevent such incidents. They've accused the state government of conducting an eyewash investigation by declaring that all the accused are minors.
It clearly indicates that not only the students are into the clutches of drugs, they are into the clutches of those kinds of practices which are not acceptable to the society, nor it is anyway sync with the societal norms. The school education system, which is supposed to inculcate good morals and values, is missing since DMK had come to power. This clear indication that there is a huge disconnect between the school system as well as the students. There has to be a concrete action in the school education department itself.
It is really sad that, the ITI students were involved in ragging, and one 15-year-old guy was, was stripped naked and all those things, which is really sad. That means the administration has failed miserably and completely. Though so many laws and regulations are in place, this is happening means the higher education department is not in control of this, and the proper action should be taken against the warden. Mere suspension is not going to help. A proper action against the warden, the principal, everyone should be done, and we should see to it that it should not happen again.
Now, the DMK, on the other hand, has vowed that action will follow as per law and has highlighted Stalin government's commitment towards preventing ragging in educational institutes.
It is really unfortunate that such an incident has happened. In Tamil Nadu, the government views are very strict when it comes to issues of ragging. The government has time and again sent circular to the institutions to form anti-ragging committees and make sure that the best is being done to prevent ragging. And the incident in Madurai is very unfortunate. It will not be left unnoticed.
All right, and Times now spoken to the Madurai SP regarding the action taken in this case, and listen into what he had to say.
We're given to understand that action has been taken against the students who were involved in ragging. What action has been taken, sir?
There has been registered under specific sections, and the 3 children who were in conflict with law have been arrested, and the investigation and the inquiry is going on. It's like the incident has happened on 18th of September, and all students, they belong to the IT Institute in Chekkanurni.
Is there any arrest that is going to be taken against the institution's administration in this case, the hostel warden or somebody?
So the investigation is going on. I'll be able to update the development in a short while.
Let's take this across to Dharni, who's joining us for more on this. Dharni, very, very significant that those students who are involved in the process of ragging, even though they are juveniles, have now been taken into custody. That's what the police is saying. What action can we expect from here on?
Well, 3 students who were involved in this ragging, they've been taken under custody by the Madurai police. In fact, we're given to understand through sources that Prohibition of Ragging Act is going to be invoked against them. That is what the Madurai SP, Mr. Arvind, also told us. But of course, we looked at the reactions coming in from AIADMK and BJP. Both of them, they are demanding a legal action against the hostel's warden too, because at the moment, the warden has only been placed under suspension. There has been no legal action against him. The opposition parties in the state are demanding legal action against the warden too, and they are holding the DMK government and the higher education department accountable for such ragging instances.
Thanks so much, Dharni, for joining us. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our guest. Joining us now is Narayan Tirupati, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Kovai Satya, national spokesperson of AIADMK. Rajendra Kachru is an anti-ragging activist. We also have C. Rajshekharan, lawyer, who's joining us on the show. Let me start with you first. Mr. Narayan Tirupati, what do you make of this action? The 3 students who are involved in the ragging have now been arrested, say the police. Is this enough? Are you demanding any further action and accountability on part of the government and authorities?
The police department is there only to control or prevent, the accidents or, the crimes from happening. The same way, all the government departments, particularly the school department, has to maintain the discipline among the students. So the entire, the government has failed in its duties. And we have been seeing in the last 4 years, Mother, that, in the schools, a lot of small kids are being, sexually assaulted by even the teachers. So this is because of the drugs and also the liquor. Basically, the entire government machinery is totally out in Tamil Nadu. That proves this. So severe action should be taken against the warden, the principal, and also the officials concerned. The minister concerned should definitely resign, because it is happening for the last 4 years. No action has been taken.
C. Rajshekharan, your response to that? Happening for last 4 years, several such incidents, shocking incidents being reported from schools. And just look at this. Is this why we send our children to educational institutes? Certainly not to be stripped naked and harassed in this manner.
Madhav, I totally agree with your point, but incidents like this happened and highly condemnable. The warden, the principal, the concerned authorities in the local departments should be taken to task. For everything asking for resignation and accusing the government and the chief minister and all sounds little childish and unwarranted. And this incident, I don't agree whatever had happened. This has to be taken seriously. Stringent actions has to be taken. Mere suspension or any kind of action of these students also is not sufficient. They should be given the transfer certificate. They should be punished and they should be taken to task. There is no second opinion on that. But fact remains, these kind of incidents happen everywhere in all the states. But what they have done is most important. And I'm not trying to justify this incident by saying it happens here. This shouldn't have happened. This happens, and the law must take its own due course, and the government should act.
Okay.
The local authorities, the collector, the police, and all should swing into action.
I want Kovai Satya to respond to your point that we are exaggerating it too much. It's too much to link this to the state government, Kovai Satya, because these are incidents that happen in other states as well. Do you agree with C. Rajshekharan?
There is a clear disconnect in the entire education system, ecosystem. An education institution which is supposed to inculcate morals and values is clearly missing since DMK came to power. We saw caste-based violences surpassing in the earlier records in the southern districts of Tamil Nadu. A student belonging to a particular community was beaten not once but twice. And there were many such incidences, and school premises turned out to be the hub of molestations for young girl children. Now what's happening is an anti-ragging episode has come. So this is not an incidence of isolation. This reflects how the entire ecosystem has gone to dog since DMK came to power. While on the other side, they say we are creating awareness for students about their rights, how law works. We are creating awareness about molestation. But there is a clear law which is enacted by the DMK government way back in 1997, I guess, on anti-ragging laws, which says 2 years imprisonment, 10,000 rupees fine, and the person who indulges in ragging can be dismissed from the education system itself. But has it been implemented for even one person? The answer is zero. Why? Because the system functions in such a way that there will be only a statement from the police stating that actions are taken according as per the law. Even the SP said we have taken actions as per the law says you have to dismiss the students who have indulged in act. 2 years imprisonment
respond to that. There are legal provisions, but they are not implemented.
The answer is no.
Yeah, Kovai Satyan says there are legal provisions. You are not implementing it on ground, and that is leading to such incidents repeatedly taking place in educational institutions.
Madhav, I think the question is for me. The police SP has categorically said they are taking stringent action, and the education department should act, and we have to wait and watch.
The education department.
Are the accused, is action being taken against the accused as far as the institute is concerned? That is the question being posed by AIADMK.
Yes, the education department has to act, and it's too hypothetical to comment on it now because we don't know what the education department has taken cognizance of, and we have to wait and watch whether they are going to dismiss the students or they are going to punish them with other rules which prevails before them, or we have to understand the case before that jumping the gun and saying this has to be done, that has to be done. Is too hypothetical as of now. We have to wait and watch. We have
Mr. Rajshekharan, the incident happened on 18th. We are today on 23rd. Nobody is jumping the gun here. It is 5 days after the incident. It's a fair amount of time for any government body to take adequate action.
Yes, I agree. I am not defending. We have to wait. We cannot hypothetically say this has to be done, that has to be done, because the authorities in the education department are liable to answer and they have to act.
Narayan Tirupati wants to respond.
My only question is who will take the accountability and the responsibility, because it is all the boys, the affected and also the problematic boys are all minors. So who is responsible? Only the management. And why the management is lackluster in their attitude? Because of the administration. Who is the administration? It is the education department. What is education department? Again, it comes to the minister. For the last 4 years, it is happening in all schools. Ganja, drugs, school children drinking liquor, so many things, and also sexual, not only abuses, sexual attacks on the children by the teachers themselves. So this is happening for the last 4 years. And the government doesn't heed to any of the, they don't follow rules. They don't try to control all these things. That's what I said. The police has to see. The police's duty is to not to, find the crime. They have to stop the crime. The same way, the discipline should have been maintained there. It is because of the failure of the administration.
Certainly the onus is on the state government when it comes to law and order situation in the state. But let me bring in Rajendra Kachru. Mr. Rajendra Kachru, it's very, very sad to see that, the shocking incident that you have yourself experienced and many other parents have unfortunately experienced in this particular country, the lessons still have not been learnt, it appears.
Yes, it's a sad state of affairs. We see it regularly on everyday basis, not only in Madurai as we have today, but all over the country. And particularly in the last 4 or 5 years, the ragging has escalated beyond our expectations. There was a time when it was getting under control, but in the last 5 years, I think all the state governments, all the institutions have neglected this. So it's a serious issue where we are not saying the laws are not there, laws are there, regulations are there, the mechanisms are there, but they are not being implemented, as one of my previous speakers were saying. So I do not know instantly what would be the solution, but certainly, as I was telling yesterday, we need a centralized system where students will have confidence and they will have confidentiality. Unless we have a system where which students throughout the country can trust and they will be assured that there will be confidentiality, they will not report. And until they will not report, they will suffer, and we will see these incidences happening all the time. Recently, we have seen a spate of incidences in suicides in this country, many of them resulting out of ragging and many of them also resulting out of caste discrimination and sexual harassment and also other reasons. But ragging is one of the major components of mental health deterioration of our students throughout the country. We have 45 million students. It's a huge number of students that are being subjected to mental harassment, and they are suffering because of that. The Honorable Supreme Court, several high courts have taken notice of it in the last few months, and there is a task force now working on it. Hopefully, the result of the work of this task force will bring in some relief. I don't know how much, but certainly I'm hopeful that there will be some relief by way of having a confidential system which students can trust, and they can talk about it and they'll get help from it immediately.
Right.
I do not believe that it can be left to the local administration and police. It has to be an anonymous, confidential system.
Right, Kovai Satyan, why can't such a system be implemented? Why can't a confidential system where students are, aware of their rights, they are able to go with confidence and put out their complaints? Why can't such a system come into effect?
Madhav, if you ask me, there exists a system. There are rules and regulations. Even a law is enacted for the offenders. For the benefit of viewers, let me tell you, there is a 24/7 helpline number available, which is toll-free, 1800-180-5522. And this, anybody who wants to flag any ragging that is happening, or even the victim, he himself can call this, and it is confidential and the action is taken. But the problem here is, people who are in the power has the responsibility to ensure that this is implemented on the ground. I would say none of the students are aware that there is a helpline that is available which can help them in time. Probably that could even save precious lives of students. We have seen many ragging cases where the student ends his life because of this. This could be saved. But the responsibility lies with the people who are in power. And the law enforcers are the ones who are evading every time when such issue crops up by giving an answers to just ensure that the next issue comes up.
All right.
Wherein this issue buries down. It's been deeply buried.
Right. We'll have to leave it there. We'll have to leave it there. Kovai Satyan, completely out of time. I'd like to thank you, Kovai Satyan, Narayan Tirupati, Rajendra Kachu and C. Rajshekharan for joining us. We certainly hope that this incident and this shocking video that has come to the fore, where a student has literally been stripped on camera, this is the kind of humiliation that no student should have to go through, and no student should even think of harassing a fellow student with this kind of behavior, because this is certainly not what parents send their students to educational institutes for. We certainly hope that this discussion serves as a wake-up call to that effect. Slipping into a quick break for now.